Good morning, students.
Good morning,
ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning, ma'am.
Morning,
Good
sir.
morning, beta.
Morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning. Good morning, beta.
Morning,
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so some of you are saying, please put your mics on mute, beta, everybody. So you have certain issues like Maths 1 course is not showing in your LMS. So I have talked to somebody, and most probably these issues, they will work on it and they will be resolved soon. Okay. And as far as mathematics is concerned, I have shared the PDF for timetable in case you don't have access to that timetable on my website. I can just share the link here for the website where I have shared everything. I will show you also. Yesterday I told you that I will upload the lectures. Okay, I'm sorry, this is not good morning, good afternoon, somebody is saying. Devang, thank you. Okay, so I'll just show you where I have uploaded everything. So you see, this is the website I was talking about yesterday. Fine. Here I have, this is the official website link. Official website means the common platform where all the students are there. And then link to join the WhatsApp group. This is specifically for EC 128. So with this group, you can join this group and you can stay connected with me. And then this is the timetable. If you click here, you will get the PDF and the timetable is there. And then this sequence and series lectures is the advanced series of lectures which I have prepared for you. And then this lecture 1, whatever we had done yesterday, it is a recorded lecture for same. Is it okay for everybody?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll just share
Yes,
the
ma'am.
link here on the on the chat.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a link where you can find everything as far as this course is concerned, and other issues will be resolved soon. So we'll be starting with lecture 1. Yesterday was the introduction, so we'll be starting with exactly. Yes. Good afternoon, beta. Good afternoon, everybody. So we can just wait for 1 more minute for everybody to join, then we can start. Okay, so I'll start. And please make sure that everybody joins within 5 minutes or before that, so that we can run our lecture smoothly. So try to join as soon as possible so that we can start. Because I have to admit everybody and it takes time sometimes if you are joining late. Okay, fine. So I hope you can see this. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I can hear two voices at the same time. The one from the yesterday's lecture and the present one too, and I can't hear anything.
So that may be because you have clicked on the link. It's not from my side, beta. This is something in your computer.
Okay, ma'am. I'll try again.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so I hope everybody can see the screen. I'm going to write. So we are going to start. Yeah, sure. If you want to say something, just raise your hands and I will allow you to ask your doubts. But please don't make a chaos that everybody is asking. That will not be useful. Fine. So we are starting with this chapter of sequence and series. Sequence and series. So let us first see what is a sequence and what is the difference between a sequence and a series. So what is a sequence? what is a sequence. So as we can see, the literal meaning, a sequence is basically a list of things. Right. So sequence helps you. For example, in your classes, when you were in school, you had a list of your roll numbers, right? So we used to had a sequence, roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So you used to have a list of roll calls, and that makes the life easier in the sense that you have, do we have to make notes? Suchesh is asking. It's your choice, beta, but I will upload these notes. The whatever I am writing, I am going to upload these PDFs as well as the video lectures. So you may skip making notes, but obviously that depends on you because everybody is different. So this is as you want to study. Okay, this is your choice, but I think sometimes I'll be little faster because I'm assuming that I will upload all the notes on my website. So that is not a problem. Okay, so let us see what is a sequence. Sequence is a list of things and it helps you when you have like a multiple things. For example, if you have 30 students in the class, if I know that this is the first sequence, this is the second, this is the third, that helps me in taking attendance and many other things. So sequence, let me write down the definition, correct definition, mathematical definition. Okay, we'll come to that later on. First, let us see what is a series. Sequence is just a list of things. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or I can have something like 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, and so on. Infinite list. This is infinite list. Obviously, you can have a finite list also, but as far as our course is concerned, we are going to work on infinite sequences. Fine. And what is a series? Series is an infinite sum. An infinite sum. A series is an infinite sum. Here I want to bring your attention to the fact that, please put your mics on mute, everybody. Here I want to bring your attention to the fact that you must have heard about web series, right? So that series generally, they mean a sequence, right? So you have a series, then you have a second series, second season, then so on. So that series is, literal meaning is different from what we are saying here in mathematics. Here the series means an infinite sum. So please don't confuse ki general to web series means a sequence. Fine. So let me clarify. A sequence is a list of things. So you have this list like 1, 2, 3, 4, or something else, 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, and so on. This is a sequence, and a series is an infinite sum. For example, I can have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on. I can have this sum 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on, right? And then you can have something like 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus so on. So this sum is here. This is the summation symbol, Greek symbol, n from 1 to infinity n. And here I can write this sum as summation n from 1 to infinity 1 by n. So I hope that the difference between a sequence and a series is clear to everybody. Sequence is a list of things, and series is a sum of, infinite sum of numbers. And here I mean, because we are concerned with mathematics only, so the things here are numbers. But you can have a general sequence also, but here because we are in mathematics course, so in our course things means numbers. So let me repeat again, a sequence is a list of numbers, indeed an infinite list of numbers, and a series is an infinite sum. Okay, so let us see some sequence. First of all, we will be starting with sequence, and then at the end of this chapter, we will be moving towards series. So for quite some time, we will just talk about sequences and then series. Fine. So let us see how some important applications of sequences, right? So I can tell you, including series also, because sequence and series, they are related. So the first sequence is Fibonacci series, Fibonacci sequence. Maybe you have heard about this sequence. This is a sequence
Yes.
whose first term is 0, then 1, then 2, then 1 again. So what you are doing, 0 and 1 you can start, and after that 0 plus 1 is 1. Then you sum these two numbers, you will get 2. Then you sum these two numbers, you will get 3. Then you sum these two numbers, you will get 5. And then you sum these numbers, you will get 8, and so on. You sum these numbers, 8 and 5, you will get 13. And then 8 and 13, you will get 21, 34, 55, 89, and so on. So this is the sequence which is called Fibonacci sequence. So if you look at this sequence is quite useful in nature. Fine. So the ratios of this sequence, I'm not going to the details, but this sequence is very much useful in finance, right? If you have heard about stock markets and all these things. So this sequence, Fibonacci sequence, is very helpful in finance. And a simple application I can tell you, you see, you have 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers approximately, right? This is the conversion formula between miles and kilometers. So here you can see, if I have 8 miles and I want to convert it into kilometers, so that will be 8 into 1.6. How much is that? 8 into 1.6?
12.8.
12.8.
12.8.
And that can be
12.8.
approximated to 13. Okay. And then you can see 13 into 1.6. That will be approximately 21. So in Fibonacci sequence, if you have 3 miles, that is approximately equal to 5 kilometers. 5 miles is approximately equal to 8 kilometers. 8 miles is approximately equal to 13 kilometers. 13 miles approximately equal to 21. Right? And as you move away in the sequence, you can see that this convergence is more and more appropriate. Means they are more close. For example, 34 into kilometers, if you convert, you will get a number which is closer to 55. Now you see, suppose you want to make a program which converts miles into kilometers, and you don't want to use multiplication. Suppose there is some restriction that you cannot use multiplication, then this sequence will help you. Right? So this is very basic example, very simple example I'm telling you, that how the sequences can be useful in your real life. Okay, so let me see, somebody is asking. What book to refer, beta? Somebody is asking. We are referring Thomas and Finney. So you can refer to lecture 1 on the website, where I have explained which book we are following. Okay, fine. So this is a simple example of sequence which is useful to us. And other than that, right now you see, you are dependent on computers so much. Even our studies, because we don't have physical classes, so we are using computers, phones, everything. And everything is digital. All these things are based on digital things. And in digital, we know we have only 0 and 1s. And everything which is inside the software is a sequence of 0s and 1s, nothing else. Okay, so most of the things in computers, they are sequence of 0s and 1s, right? Maybe finite. So you can see that everything, because a computer is most of the time based on the binary number, so you have only 0 and 1, so you have a sequence of 0 and 1s. Okay, so let us see one more example. So can you think of how your calculator computes e raised to power x? Suppose I have a calculator, all of you must have used a calculator, and I want my calculator to compute e raised to power 0.5. So how do you think your calculator computes this e raised to power 0.5? So we know that e raised to power x is 1 plus x upon 1 factorial plus x square upon 2 factorial plus x cube upon 3 factorial and so on. So if I want to compute e raised to power 0.5, so I have 1 plus 0.5 by 1 factorial plus 0.5 square by 2 factorial plus 0.5 cube by 3 factorial and so on. So it means that my calculator somehow computes this infinite sum to tell me the value of e raised to power 0.5. Okay, obviously a calculator or a computer cannot do infinite sums, so it will approximate somewhere, but you can have an idea that if we are computing exponentials, then we need the sum of an infinite series. So that is where the series is useful. Now you can imagine that how many times e raised to power x you must have seen while computing compound interest, while doing some problem, for example, in physics. So it means that sum of series is quite important when you want to apply mathematics in engineering. There are many situations where you will get an infinite series and you need to sum that series. Is that thing clear? So this is just a little bit about how you can think of that this sequence and series chapter is going to be useful in your field of engineering. And you can go and search that I am an electronics and communication engineer, how I will be using sequence and series. For you, electronics, you have signals. Signals also some form of sequences. You can see that you do some transformations and then you get sequences from your signals and then you process those sequences. Okay, so this is the background of the chapter so that you are a little bit motivated to study this particular chapter. Okay, and in no way this is exclusive. This list of usefulness of sequence and series is not exclusive. So you can add your own things that how I can use this sequence and series. So let us come to the mathematical part now. So sequence, I told you we will be starting with the sequence. So let me write down the definition. A sequence, you see what you are doing. Suppose I have this sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Let me have another sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and so on. You have another sequence 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5 and so on, right? Now you see here what is happening. At the first position I am putting 1, at the second position I am putting 2, at the third position I am putting 3, at the fourth position I am putting 4 and at the fifth position I am putting 5. So if I want to write down as a function, I will say here, suppose a is the function, then what is the function? An is equal to n, where n is natural numbers. So this sequence here is a function which I am denoting with n from n to real numbers, right? So here in this particular case you are getting n, but we can get any real number. So here you can note that this sequence is actually a function whose domain is set of natural numbers and range is set of real numbers. And in this particular case, the range is actually natural numbers. And you know, set of natural numbers is a subset of real numbers. Let us look at the second sequence. Here 1 is mapped to 3. It means that at the first position you are putting 3. 2 is mapped to 6. 3 is mapped to 9. 4 is mapped to 12. 5 is mapped to 15. Again, I can write it as a function from set of natural numbers because the domain is the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because this is the position. 2r, which is an is equal to 3n. Right? So you are putting a multiple of 3. Here in the third sequence, you see what you are doing. you have at the first position you are putting 1, at the second position you are putting 1/2, at the third position you are putting 1/3, at the fourth position you are putting 1/4, at the fifth position you are putting 1/5, and so on. So again, this is a function from n to r where an is 1/n. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So from here, we can finally give a mathematical definition to a sequence. So we say that a sequence is a function. A sequence is a function from set of natural numbers to R. So here it is clear that it is not compulsory that your range is set of natural numbers. Here can you see your range is 1, 1/2, 1/3. So you have fractions here. So that is why we are saying range is R, R is set of real numbers, and domain is set of natural numbers. So this is the definition of a sequence. Right? Okay, so here you have to note one thing, that sometimes somebody may start from, sometimes the domain may start from n is equal to n0 instead of 1. For example, if I have a sequence, suppose this is my sequence, 1/n-2. So I know that this sequence, the terms of this sequence, they are not valid when n is equal to 2. So what I can do, I can start from n is equal to 3 to infinity. Is that thing clear? So it is not necessary that your sequence should start from a1. It can start from some finite an, right? So it can start from, say, for this particular sequence, it is a3. This is also one way. Okay, let me just write a3 first. That will be 1/3 - 2. a4, that will be 1/4 - 2, and so on. Okay, somebody may think that, ma'am, a1 to defined hai. Can we do like this? a1 is equal to 1/1 - 2. Then we can skip a2 and then we can write a3 is equal to 1/3 - 2. This we cannot do. Once the sequence starts, then you cannot miss a number in between. Okay, so this sequence will start from n equal to 3. It will not start from n equal to 1 because the term of the sequence, it is not defined at n is equal to 2. We cannot miss a number in between. That is the meaning of sequence. You cannot miss a shelf in between. You cannot miss a space.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, beta. Okay. What does the line before R range? Okay, beta. This is actually you are talking about this. This is a symbol for set of real numbers. You must have seen this is a symbol for set of natural number integers. This is a symbol for set of natural numbers. This is just a symbol. Okay, who is asking? Vedika? Yeah, who is asking next? You can ask your.
Ma'am, like, can a sequence also begin from 0?
Yeah. Okay, sequence sometimes begin from 0 also. In that case, we have this as a mapping from set of whole numbers to set of R. Sometimes you will write A0 also. But this is the most used definition of a sequence. Okay, so sometimes yes, somebody can start from A0. Yes?
Ma'am, can sequence always have to follow a pattern, as in as it is separated from commas? So can we write some random numbers, or does it always have to follow a particular pattern?
No.
For example, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Okay. So let me clarify that. You are saying that is it always necessary that I have a formula, right? It means the pattern. No. If you, it's just that you should know what this sequence will never end, right? So, for example, you can use software which just generate a random number always. So you write 5, 6, 7, 22, 8, 9. There is no pattern, right? That is also a sequence, but that is not very useful because वो sequence कैसा होगा? That needs your help at every step, because from this number you cannot see what is the next number. So there is a software required to generate the next number. So such sequences are not very useful in the sense that we cannot study much about their behaviors, because अगर sequence में ही कोई consistency नहीं है, we cannot expect any consistency, and we don't study such sequences. But this is not necessary that you have a formula always. Your sequence can be random also. That is also a sequence. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So the
Ma'am?
next thing is, yes,
Ma'am,
yeah, go
and
ahead.
do we consider minus infinity to infinity as
As,
hello?
yes, minus infinity to infinity
Hello?
as, yes,
Ma'am, do we as sequence?
minus infinity to infinity as sequence.
A sequence.
No, beta, you see, here you are saying
Yes.
minus infinity to infinity, this interval you are talking about. Yes, no?
Yes.
No, beta,
Yes.
your
You said
sequence
it
has
on-
to be
Ma'am,
a map from set of natural numbers to this, if you're saying this minus infinity to infinity, it means that you are talking about number line. That is a completely different phenomena. You should know what you should place at the first position, what you should place at second position, what you should place at third position. Now suppose you are putting here the leftmost number on number line, but we don't know what that number is. Okay, suppose somehow you find out that number, then at the second position you will say I will write the next number, but you don't know what is the next number after 2.1. Do you know what is the next number after 2.1?
No.
No, you cannot write it. You can never write it. Am I
Yes.
clear?
Can we consider sequence as negative,
And
like
ma'am,
minus
actually
1,
summation
minus 2,
can end
minus
be
3?
negative.
Yeah, negative terms can be there. For example, I can
Okay.
have a sequence like an is equal to minus 1 by n. Yes, I can have a sequence. So here the terms are minus 1, minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 3, minus 1 by 4, minus 1 by 5, and so on. So this is a sequence. Is that thing clear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay. Can we consider negative numbers in the sequence? Yeah, sure. Okay, I am moving ahead. If you have any doubts, you please write in the chat box if you have further doubts. Okay, so next is way to denote a sequence is you will write the nth term of the sequence and then you will put the curly brackets n from 1 to infinity. Okay, here if your n is starting from somewhere else, then you can write that term. Okay, somebody is asking, is the sequence when represented as a function always continuous? No. For example, okay, before notation, I will answer the question. Somebody is asking, ma'am, is the sequence when represented as a function is always continuous? Answer is no, because I can have a sequence like this. An is 0 when n is even, and it is 1 if n is odd. Now you see this sequence, this function is never continuous. Okay, this function 0, 1, n is even, n odd. Now you see, if you are talking about, because here we cannot talk about continuity as such because our domain is discrete. You have n equal to 1, then n equal to 2, but it is not required that the function in the functional form an is continuous. Is that thing clear, beta? This is also a sequence. Okay, then we have, can a sequence go from negative to positive? Answer is yes. Okay, sequence can go from negative to positive. For example, again you can take an is equal to, say, n if n is even, and this is minus n if n is odd. So how does this sequence looks like? This is 1, minus 1, 2, minus 3, 4, minus 5, 6, and so on. Fine. Okay, 0th term, yes, somebody is asking, can we start from 0? Yeah, we can have something like, here I am giving you the definition that it is a function from set of natural numbers, but some cases people do like this, that I have this sequence a not equal to 0, a1 is equal to 1, For some reasons, I may need to utilize this 0 also. So my sequence can start from 0th term also, right? And the 0th term can be anything. It is not necessary. This is 0. So you can start your indexing from 0 also, not a problem. Ma'am, can you please explain again why that previous function is a sequence? This here is a sequence, beta, because sequence ke liye all you need is, you see, is it a sequence? Answer is yes. How does a sequence looks? This is the first, A1 is 1, A2 is 0, A3 is 1, A4 is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. For a sequence, the only definition required is it should be a mapping from set of natural numbers, right? That at first position, I should know what is there. And at second position, there should be a number. At third position, there should be a number. But your question was whether an is continuous always, and the answer is no. Here is an example. Okay. Vasundhara, is it clear, beta? Ma'am, can the value of n be negative or 0? Yeah, it can be 0 and it can be negative also sometimes, but they are rarely used. Okay, so let me write down this. Okay, so before this, I will write here, note, you can also start, like you can have a sequence n from -3 to infinity, from some finite n, but that is not very common. That is why we are commonly defining n from 1 to infinity. I think that point is clear now.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
But then the definition of sequence will be invalid then.
Yeah, that is why I'm saying, beta, this is not common. So that is why we are saying that definition of a sequence is that it should be a function from set of natural numbers. But if you see set of natural numbers में कोई ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा अगर आप ये -3 टर्म्स अपनी इंक्लूड कर लो. एक्चुअली होता क्या है कि अगर हमारे पास सपोज यू हैव n from -3 to infinity, what we do, we can write in place of n, if I replace everything n with n plus 3 or n plus 4, then this automatically starts from 1. So I'm just answering that this is there. You can see somewhere in real life, but this is not useful. That is why I'm saying the definition is that it should have domain from set of natural numbers. But these things can be accommodated somehow after some minor changes into your definition. For example, here I can do n goes to n plus 4. Everywhere I can do this, then my domain will start from 1. Am I clear? So that is why I did not tell you we don't use these things much. Okay, any other doubt? Okay. Ma'am, if n is infinity and the last term is finite number, will it be a sequence? You see, beta, n will never be infinity. You see, yeah, we don't need that n be, as n goes to infinity, the numbers will go to infinity. In a moment, that thing will be clear. Somebody is asking like this. For example, I have 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, and so on. What do you think the last number is? 1 by 100. We will never reach at the last number, beta. But you can for sure see that this number ultimately will be very small and it will be near 0. Okay, so the last, if you're talking about infinity, you will never reach there. You can just imagine and you can see what will happen to your sequence when you reach there. That is our next part. Okay. Okay, so let us move ahead. So I was talking about the notation of a sequence. So generally we denote our sequence like this, n from 1 to infinity, right? And sometimes to make things simpler, I can omit this n from 1 to infinity and I assume that it is understood. And I can also write like this. Instead of bracket n, I can just write it as a subscript n. So that is, these are the ways to write a sequence. Okay, so next thing is, it is very important. Next is, it is very important to find out nth term of a sequence. To find out nth term of a sequence, obviously somebody has already asked, can we have a sequence जिसमें nth term guess ना कर सके? Of course you can have a sequence, where you cannot guess the nth term. But if you can guess, then the further processing of the sequence depends on what is the nth term. So for example, 1, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 4, and so on. This sequence is like root n from 1 to infinity. So I will always, somebody raised hands. Yeah, ask your doubt. Okay. So
Ma'am, I raised it by mistake. I'm
sorry,
sorry.
beta. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, sure. So next is 1. I'm writing some sequences and we will guess the nth term. 1 by 4 and so on. So this is 1 by n. Okay. Then you have
natural numbers.
1 minus 1 by 2, 1 by 3, minus 1 by 4, and so on. So can we guess the nth term? Answer is yes, we can write it as minus 1 raised to power n plus 1, 1 by n. Can you see? This will be, for n equal to 1, this is going to be minus 1 raised to power 2. So that is plus 1. Okay, so you will have into 1 by 1. So when n equal to 2, this is minus 1 raised to power 3. That is minus 1 into 1 by 2. So you have minus 1 by 3, then 1 by 3, then minus 1 by 4, and so on. So here we can surely guess our nth term. Let us look at this sequence. 0, 3, 3, 3. Okay, let us remove this 0. So you can have 3, 3, 3, 3. What is the nth term of this sequence? This is a sequence where everywhere the term is 3. So you can have a sequence of constant numbers. It means that your sequence is not changing at all. Okay, the last example. So it is very important to guess the nth term. If you see in the tutorial also, the first question is about guessing the nth term. So next is 0 minus 1 by 2, 2 by 3, minus 3 by 4, 4 by 5, and so on. Can you guess the nth term? Yes, we can write it as minus 1 raised to power n plus 1, n minus 1 upon n. So this is your sequence. So the first step about processing of a sequence is you should be able to write the nth term of the sequence. And as far as the sequence where we cannot write the nth term, the further processing is not possible. We cannot guess anything about that sequence because that sequence is random. So I hope you can now see how you can write the nth term of a sequence. So next thing is representation of sequence, or you can call it as plotting of sequences. So the next thing is representation of sequences. Or you can call it as plotting of sequences. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to have a visualization of what is happening to our sequence as n goes to infinity. So the simplest way is you just draw a picture and try to see what happens. Okay, so let me tell you how we can do that. So we have the first sequence root n. So one way of picturizing this sequence is you draw a number line, right? This is your sequence. I should write like this. Okay, so you draw a number line, and then you have this 1, 2. Okay, let us not write because. So what you can do on the number line, just plot 0, and then you can write your terms. For example, a1 is root 1, which is 1. So I can here plot a1, which is equal to 1. Then a2 is root 2. Root 2 is 1.4 something. So here is my root 2, a2. Then a3 is root 3. That will be somewhere here, root 3 here. And then a4 will be 2. Right? A4 is your 2. So this is A4 is equal to 2. And then A5 and A6 and so on. So this picture gives me an idea that this sequence is ever increasing. It will keep on moving to the right. It will never stop. Okay, so this picture gives me an idea that what will happen to this sequence as n goes to infinity. So we can for sure say that this sequence will keep on moving towards the right. So this is one way of plotting your sequence. There is another way. Here in this sequence, in this plotting, we have not shown the domain. So another way is when you treat sequence as a function. So what you can do, you can just type, you can just plot for 1, the value of the function is, sequence is 1. So this is your A1. And then you have, for 2, you have the value √2. So this is A2. And so on. For 3, the value is A3. So can you guess which graph is this? This graph is a parabola. You will get y is equal to √x. So which is x is equal to y square, which is a parabola. Fine. Just a minute, beta. Okay, students. So this is another way of plotting your sequence. And here you can have an idea that because the graph of the parabola, I have drawn it little bit wrong here. So you can see the graph will be moving up and up. It will be like this. Okay. So you can see that this graph will never bound itself. That is why it will always go up and your sequence will like give you an unbounded thing. Somebody is asking, what if we put negative number in this? That's a complex number. No, so that is why we are saying, na, suppose beta we have √n. It means that, and you are saying that this is a sequence. So unless until there is something specially mentioned, I am assuming n is from 1 to infinity, and that you will do for all the sequences in your course. So that is why I told you that n is from 1 to, it will start from 1, unless until some specific thing is given to you. Yeah. How is it a parabola? Yeah, obviously half parabola. This is not exactly a parabola because our domain is not R. Parabola के लिए तो आपका yx is equal to x square होता है और x उसमें R होता है. Here x is just natural number. So it is not that it is exactly a parabola because बीच वाली चीज तो cover ही नहीं हो रही है. बीच वाली चीज तो cover ही नहीं हो रही है बेटा. This thing is not being covered. Am I clear? So this is not exactly a parabola, but I am saying that you can guess that हमारा जो terms रहेंगी वो parabola के ऊपर रहेंगी. It is not that every number on the parabola, every point on the parabola will not be in your sequence, but the terms A1, A2, A3, A4, they will be on the parabola, which tells you that the sequence is unbounded. Okay, beta. So I think next students आ गए हैं, class का time हो गया है. So we will continue from here tomorrow. Okay. If you have any doubts, we can discuss tomorrow. Thank you everybody for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Okay, have a nice day.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.